and that's essentially the contract. The first year increase in the contract is $117,000.
The uniform allowance was an IRS regulation.
It
Questions?
changed on us 2 years ago.
Questions from the finance committee? Look for a motion.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous vote. Move on to Article 3, Town Manager.
Article 3 is a standard article we've seen at town meeting to approve the payment of bills that were received after June 30th, which are considered unpaid bills. The total amount we're seeking is $30,214.54. The main one in this group is Merrimack Education Collaborative of $28,590.17, which were several bills over the last few years. The other was $921 for library, in-gram library services. The bills just came in later than we expected, and the books were closed. And then 2 bills from National Grid, totaling a little over $370. And New England office supply, $332, where we purchase our office supplies. Again, those bills all came out after June 30th, when it was too late to pay those. We're raising and appropriating funds for this.
Seeing no one at the podium, finance committee. Any questions?
Yeah, I think we talked about this at the last meeting, but I can't remember. So where did the 28,000 come from the education closet? Like, how did that get missed?
In April, at the end of April in 2015, I called Merrimack Education asking them if they would send us our final bill, like what our final expense was going to be. And she sent me bills from 2011, 12, 13, 14, and the one I asked for. And I called and the director of technology and I sat there and we called and we said, what happened? And the bills they switched over people, they did an internal audit. So he and I had to go through everything and make sure everything was legitimate expenses, and they were, and they weren't paid, but we never received the bills in the previous fiscal years. So we had to wait until the October meeting to submit them, and we explained that to them.
We didn't have to pay any penalty or anything for not paying? Did they just never send those invoices or anything?
They had somebody else that was doing it at the time, so she couldn't really say what happened. It's just when they did the audit, they realized that the funds weren't paid.
Thank you.
Look for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous vote. Moving on to Article 4, and for the town manager.
Article 4 seeks to transfer $65,000 from water retained earnings and $65,000 from sewer retained earnings to purchase a utility vehicle for the water and sewer department. The vehicle will come with a crane and a box. It's used for maintenance of our pump stations. It was in the DPW capital plan that was presented by the superintendent. And the current vehicle we have, utility vehicle we have, is in 2006. So we're looking to replace that. The total cost of the vehicle is $130,000, and again, it's coming from retained earnings, which is essentially water and sewer free cash at the end of the fiscal year. Both the water and sewer departments ended up with good retained earnings at the end of the year. Water had $3.4 million in retained earnings, and sewer had $6.1 million in retained earnings.
If nobody at the podium, questions for the committee?
Just, again, Mr. Chairman, I'll be brief. Specifications mean a lot to me, you know. Again, I'm familiar, Richard, with what we have in our pump stations and what we have heavy equipment to lift out of below ground pump stations, to lift motors out, etc. They're heavy objects. Again, crane weight what we're getting on the crane weight, 6 tons, 12 tons, 15 tons, I don't know.
I can get you the specification.
You know, specifications on equipment, especially on an amount of money for $130,000, means a lot, at least when I review a budget. I know it's free cash and I know money's available, so I have no problem with it. But the more information you can provide, the better.
I can do that, yeah.
Rob, any questions? Paul?
Will there be another, I'll call it a cheat sheet handed out at this town meeting for the retained earnings?
Yes, I already started working on it.
Okay.
Similar to what was passed out in previous town meetings.
And I know we've seen kind of like a 5-year projection for the water and sewer retained earnings and how we plan to use them in the future. Does this have any impact on that, or was this already included in that?
It was included when I look at the capital budget. There's not only the capital projects, but there's a section in there for equipment for water and sewer that's also line.
Okay, so this was,
No questions? Look for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous vote. Moving on to Article 5. Town manager.
Article 5 is a transfer of certified general fund free cash of $220,000 to purchase one piece of equipment to undertake one project. The project is the demolition of the former police station, as well as hazardous material removal from the former police station. That amount is $100,000, and to purchase a backhoe with attachments and accessories for $120,000. On the police station, we had $2,400 to do a hazardous material survey, which was done, and we had $50,000 for the demolition. When the hazardous survey was done, the consultant who did the work said it's going to cost us $85,000 to take away the hazardous materials in the building. We only had 50 to demolish the building. So we're seeking additional funds to do the project. Bids are being opened on the 28th. If they come in significantly less than what we need, then we'll adjust this budget item, put the money in the stabilization fund. But right now, the funds that we have may be enough to undertake the work. We'd like to get the building taken down before the winter. The backhoe and attachments and accessories was a vehicle that was in the DPW capital plan for the highway department. They're hoping to purchase a Ford backhoe to replace a 1998 backhoe. Free cash this year was certified at $3,024,657, and the funding of these two items will come from there.
Nobody at the podium? Questions for the committee?
Just again, specifications on
I'll get specifications.
capital outlay equipment.
Yeah, I'll get them all.
This is Article 5.
Yes.
With that, I'm looking for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous vote. The only request I had, and as I was thinking about it, would be to separate articles like this in the future so we could have the DPW article. So when we go back to look at articles, we see the line item in the annual town report, it would make more sense.
Okay, so have one for the police station and one for the DPW?
Correct. Well, one's capital equipment for the DPW, the other one's for
The project.
a project.
Yeah, that's fair.
Moving on to Article 6.
Article 6 is a transfer from certified general fund free cash of $207,500 for school department capital equipment. There are several, there are 6 items in this warrant article. The first is a pickup truck with a plow for $49,000. Currently, the school department has 3 vehicles in their fleet. This would add a 4th vehicle. One of the vehicles in the fleet has 80,000 miles on it. They handle the maintenance of all of the schools as well as supplements and plowing at the schools when the DPW is out doing other things. We'd like the pickup to not only plow, but the $49,000 includes hopefully to put a sander on the back to again supplement any sanding during the school day or before school when the DPW is not at the schools doing the snow plow. The second is $70,000 for new water boilers at the Wynn and Orion schools. New pipe work needs to be done at the Dewing School for $15,000. A water tank to be purchased for the back of one of the vehicles to supplement the watering at the islands at the high school, $3,500. The Wynn School presentation system, the smart boards at the school, all of the equipment there is over 10 years old. The system is over 10 years old. $20,000 is needed to replace them. And then finally, $50,000 to conduct a school feasibility and condition, center school feasibility and condition study. As we all know, the center school is in need of repair and upgrades. Before that can be done, we have an architect ready to go to conduct a study of the building.
Nobody at the podium? Questions from the committee?
Yes, Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Cook?
but I'll wait for a motion before I discuss it because I plan to change the number on this article.
Okay. Questions?
Just one, I'm curious why there is a balance of over $40,000 left.
We're still on, we're on 6.
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm looking ahead, no questions.
The only question I have is on the water boilers. Did we look for any grants from the utility companies for energy efficient equipment?
Say it again. I'm so
Did we look for any grants from like the utility companies for replacing the existing equipment with energy efficient equipment? Was there anything available?
I have not looked for any grants. I can, I guess I don't know where to look, but I absolutely can.
We can have.
I know that I can tell you right now that the Ryan School one went last week.
There's no doubt in my mind that they need to be replaced.
We can have, I can have Kyle Boyd, who handles our green committee, work. He may have some ideas where to get some, through Guardian, who also does work for us, see if there's any incentives or grants for the utility company. So we can talk at the time.
With that, I'll look for a motion.
I'll move to adopt Article 6.
I'll second for discussion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, and discussion. Mr. Cook?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. As you know, Mr. Chairman, I'm familiar again with operations of the school department, from experience. When I look at a fourth pickup truck, top of the line, at $49,000, when we just had purchased within the last 4 years or 5 years, some top-of-the-line pickups with snowplows, etc. The second thing that I have with this article is the $50,000 study for the center school feasibility. Again, with no detail as to what the plan is and why we're studying it. I haven't heard anything to date. But as I said, being familiar with the schools and the energy and the use, etc., and the furniture in some of these elementary schools, I still think $49,000 and $50,000, which is almost $100,000, could be better spent within the schools, i.e. windows, weather stripping, to tighten up some of these schools. The Green Committee has looked at a lot of projects with regard to our state grants that the Green Committee has received. And money like $100,000, rather than go into a pickup truck. We have 3 perfectly good pickup trucks that can plow, that we can put a water tank on, we can have. But when you look at a fourth vehicle because one driver, the fourth guy doesn't have a truck, that's the way I looked at this article. I think the money is better spent going into other things within the infrastructure of the schools, especially the elementary schools. God knows when we will be able to get a state grant, funding supplemental to do anything with these elementary schools. They are in need of some major renovation, I agree, you know. But there's certainly things that we can do within these schools. If you go down to the Heathbrook, Trahan, and look at the condition of some of these windows, you can't even see out of them, in some cases. If you look at the condition of the stores, with the doors within the gym, I've been involved with the basketball program over the years, I've been in and out of the schools over the years. In the maintenance of plant, we have made some improvements under the direction of our current business manager, our former business manager. We've spent a lot of money in our schools in maintenance. One of the reasons, Mr. Chairman, is we're not seeing favorable look at our schools for renovation or upgrades, is because when originally we weren't spending enough money on maintenance. Now here we are, we're gonna take $100,000 and spend it on a truck, top of the line, Silverado, Dodge Ram. It's a 3.5-ton vehicle with a plow. I just think we're not spending the money wisely for the school department. So therefore, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to offer an alternate motion on this article, that we reduce the article by those 2 line items. The center school feasibility, which I don't think is a capital project, the study, it's not capital money for a building, and the pickup truck with the plow. So my motion would read to revise the bottom line and delete pickup truck, center school feasibility, and have an amount of money for $108,500 on this article. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion for an amendment to the article. Is there a second? I have no second. With that, the motion doesn't carry. On a motion for the article. Do I have a motion for the article? In its original format.
That was the original motion.
No,
To move to
You already did a
adopt
motion,
Article 6
second.
as is.
I'm sorry.
And it was seconded.
I have a motion and a second on the original article. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
No.
Thank you. Look at this thing. Moving on to article number 7.
Article 7 reallocates the balance of funds that were in an article that was voted in October 7th, 2014 special town meeting. The original article had an appropriation of $90,000 for cafeteria tables for the 4 elementary schools. I believe after everything was purchased, based on the prices they got, it was a $41,000, $815.85 balance. And they would like to reallocate that money to furniture throughout the schools. I know there's furniture and items they want to buy in various schools that they want to use the $41,000 for. So, I'm not sure if you have anything else to add to that.
I didn't hear what you said. I can tell you that when we did get when we got the quotes out of out of all the manuals to do all of the tables for the 4 elementaries, we actually talked to a rep after this was all approved, and we got a ginormous discount. So we have the money left, and what we'd like to do is almost what Mr. Cook was kind of saying, is put some more equipment and update some of the equipment in school. So we're looking to not get more money, but just transfer the title of it. So it would be district-wide equipment rather than elementary school cafeteria tables.
Furniture, though. Furniture.
Can you
Furniture.
describe some of the furniture?
We actually, there's some stuff we need we need a couple of tables at the library in the high school, and then there's some chairs and desks at some of the elementary schools that we need to upgrade. That was one of the things. I was talking to John about it the other day, now I can't remember exactly what it was. I can email you tomorrow morning and tell you what it is. I have it at back at the office.
I was just, is it student-centered furniture?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the library tables could also be students, so.
Mr. Chairman, if I could too, is the other thing too is, especially with the elementary schools, if we're fortunate enough to get MSBA approval someday, we'd be able to move that furniture around into the new building. So it isn't something that wouldn't, because we're getting a new building, wouldn't be able to use it, still be able to use it. Move the items around to some of our other buildings someday when we get approval.
Thank you. Any other questions from the committee? With that, looking for a motion?
Move to adopt Article 7.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous vote. Article 8. Town Manager.
Article 8 seeks to transfer $10,000 from general fund free cash to help fund the senior tax relief work program as well as the veterans tax relief program. At annual town meeting, we transferred $25,000 from the overall surplus. I'm seeking another $10,000 because this will allow us to provide every senior who's seeking to work a position. So we have, I think, 35 applicants who we can put in positions, and I'd like to get the $10,000 to do that, because if we don't, we can only do 25, so.
With
This
that,
program's working great.
with nobody at the podium, questions for the committee? Looking for a motion?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous vote. Article 9, Town Manager.
Article 9 transfers $350,000 from general fund free cash to our other post-employment benefits account. This is for our annual appropriation towards our OPEB liability, the other post-employment benefits liability and unfunded liability in the community is approximately $166 million. If you look at the actuarial study that we have on our liability, what we should be funding on an annual basis probably equals our retirement assessment, $3 to $5 million, which we cannot do. So we're trying to do something, as every community is encouraged to do. So based on a policy that's a fiscal policy the Board of Selectmen has adopted, which calls for a minimum of $350,000 to transfer from free cash every year to the other post-employment benefit account. This article meets that policy requirement.